Hello everyone, this is Serenis here, back with another awesome FFA video for you guys today. This time today guys, back with some more Champion free-for-all content. This Champion free-for-all content I'm bringing you today is on the account Airrine2790378, and this was the alternate account I used in the July, part of the June and July season. I used it in the month of July. And I did acquire some really good games on this account against B11 and Adrifted, which has already been uploaded on my channel. And I just have a few episodes to get off from this tag, and then I can move on to all of the winter gameplay that I acquired on my alternate Young Fawn. And the reason I used the alternates in the June-July season is because I was paving the way for the August season, where I played on Serenis on my main for a full entire season, and I used those accounts to practice and get my skills up before playing on my main in August. And similarly with the winter season gameplay, I played on and off, so I just used Young Fawn just to practice a bit and have some fun with Champion free-for-all in the winter season. And we will see more of my Champion free-for-all content in the future. But for now guys, we'll just watch this gameplay and enjoy this and all the upcoming winter gameplay that I've got after these July episodes. So in this gameplay today guys, I'm matching up against Fz Steevix, who is a Champion free-for-all player. I think he was about Champ 90 at the time of this game. Also matched up against DBonofyde. This would have been about maybe quite a way into the season, because this was in the month of July, so the CSR at this point for champs was quite high, hence why I didn't really feel like playing on Inner Serenity 69, because there would just be no point, you know, like I might as well just play on a different alternate, and that's what I decided to do. That's how I felt most comfortable with it, and wanted to play against just to, you know, keep practicing, and so I did that on Airrine. And so matching Steevix today, also DBonofyde, who is from one of my Champion or high tier Onyx Slayer matchups I've already uploaded. I've played against him before and I knew he was a good player going into this one, so I knew I'd have my competition cut out. So Molten free-for-all guys, and I got the spawn under snipe, and as I've said to you before, if you spawn under snipe on Molten, you should always assume that someone's going to spawn near the lava river, where we can see now on our screens outside here. You should always assume that someone spawns outside of there, and that's something I kind of neglected to do at the start of this game, which is kind of uncharacteristic of myself, because I did know these spawns for Molten at the time of this gameplay. I learned them quite well, because this actually turned into one of my best maps, to be honest, in free-for-all. So and I think it was the June-July season that Molten came out as well, so you know, getting used to all of that. At that point, there's some really nice awareness to know that I'd be flanked by the player from the control room, so that's why I threw a nade and kind of held myself between you know, two spots there. But I think I maybe could have been more aggressive on that guy at bunker, and that's why I didn't end up getting a kill. But really nice play to forget that and come off the spawn, and you get really lucky with Fz Steevix to find him weak and able to clear him up. So at this point guys, you know, pushing towards bunker again. It's a really nice play because I heard noise from the area, and I really like that trade with Steevix, to be honest, because that was a hard battle. I had to make sure that I got the kill on him, because he probably, if he had just killed me, would have gone on to get many kills whilst I was on the respawn and would have taken his lead even further. But as you can see, he's quite a, you know, hard person to go up against, because each time I'm kind of coming off my spawn, Steevix has found another kill, and there's another one, so he's taken his kill lead over me by 3 now, so that's going to be really hard to catch up with him at this early part of the game. And at that point as well, the Halo 2 battle rifle challenging up on the stairs, that was a bit of an awkward challenge, and DBonofyde had the assault rifle handy, so I'm not sure I really liked that challenge. It might have been better to sort of back up and recalculate the situation, but too late now. We had to focus on the next life. Really nice pre-nade to finish off that guy and get that kill. At this point I kind of know I'm dead, because there was nowhere to run, and was just hoping another player might come in and weaken Bonafide, so I might be able to finish him off. So at this point I know that I need kills right now, and whenever you get a spawn on Molten, or generally any free-for-all map, it's really important to know exactly where the players might be. So because I got a spawn near bunker, I know there's not anyone immediately there or sort of behind me, or at least there shouldn't be, so I know that I have to push over to the other side of the map pretty quickly to find people. And I really like that technique that I used there to throw a grenade into the lava room from sort of underneath, and blocking the position of the player's escape route from underneath, so that forcing him to sort of like be trapped there. He couldn't go forward because the pre-nade was waiting for him, and then I would have come underneath, which is a common sort of strategy for trapping someone into becoming your kill. That would have actually worked out, but unfortunately for me, I'd created a bit too much noise already, and in Champion free-for-all, if you don't get your kill pretty fast, then someone's going to come and take it off you. But really nice play on Steevix there to finish him off. That was a really clutch kill that I had to make, because he's currently in first place with 8 kills, and I'm in 4th with 6, so it's very competitive right now. I'm only 2 kills behind first place now, 3 kills, but I'm in 4th, which just shows you that everyone else is getting a lot of kills right now as well. So that was definitely a clutch double to get. That was really huge because it put Steevix to the respawn for a moment and allowed me to catch up with him. So now taking my kill count to 7, which is nice. Only two kills down now from Steevix, who is in first, and currently got 3rd place going on. So it's a nice bit of play to keep up. At this point though, Steevix still finding a lot of kills, so at this point in the game, like, I have to be fairly strategic with how I play it. But obviously Steevix is one to watch, because every time I come off my spawn, he's getting a kill, or making it really hard for me to get more kills. So I know that I have to kind of put more pressure on him later on in the game if I'm going to win this one. So at this point here, again, getting the bunker spawn, which I got quite a lot in this game. And generally, most of the time, I will always, whenever I spawn bunker on this map, I will generally always push this area, the control room, to the lava room, because it's just generally where like most of the battles happen on Molten free-for-all. So that's generally like a common route that I will do. The reason I don't push towards snipe is because it's less advantageous to do that, in my opinion, because if you push towards snipe from bunker, there's usually people crouching there with the brute plasma rifle, which I didn't really pick up in these times because I wasn't determined not to use it. But I learned very fast in August Champion free-for-all that it was kind of a must. So you wouldn't really see me grabbing this gameplay because I didn't use it in these times. But as I was saying, moving from bunker to snipe off a new spawn is a bit risky because a lot of people crouch up there, and generally I think it's much harder to get a kill as opposed to pushing control room. Because whenever in Champion free-for-all you arrive to a new location, you want to be kind of like one of the last people that arrive, so you can benefit from fights already taking place and poach kills. So I would say the best opportunity you have to do that is pushing control room from a bunker spawn. So at that point, guys, you see me get a nice no scope with a sniper rifle. Obviously, again, the snipe is going to be pretty helpful. I really like the plays in free-for-all to use the snipe more sporadically, more in motion, because if you just sort of camp in free-for-all with the snipe, you're not going to get a lot of kills unless you're, snipe down or what have you. You really need to be fluid with the snipe on maps, because you're not going to go on massive sniper sprees in Champion free-for-all. It's just not possible to do that unless you are sniped down. Because there's just so many people ready to come, coming around the corner to kill you. So, but I really like the plays I did there to kind of use it in motion, because if you can just use it to get a few quick kills here and there, you can see you can take your lead pretty far, and that easily, those 3 snipe kills that I got actually projected me into first place, with now a 2-kill lead over, I think it's Steevix. So, really nice play to be able to achieve that, because he's been really doing quite well in the beginning of this Champion free-for-all. So, coming back with a sniper rifle in that way and being able to hold on really well is obviously a great play to be able to do that in this part of the game. So at this point, guys, I know the new sniper's coming up, so I'm just kind of like baiting it here, because I honestly don't know the positions of the other players. It's really helpful in Champion free-for-all as well if you can have an idea of people's positioning in Champion free-for-all, because you know what kills you can go for and who to target, particularly if you know first place, or you're contender for first place in a particular area. You're going to proceed with extreme caution to attack that player, as opposed to if you're finding a player that is not very good in the game and he's fairly close to you, you're probably going to more likely go for that kill because it's an easier kill to extend your lead. So at this point here, guys, it's really unlucky for me that I find Steevix and I'm kind of weak from the battle, to be honest. And at that point it was a nice play to kind of die to another player, but Bonofyde was another strong contender for this match, and he actually gets the kill on me and decides to take a lead of his own. So I'm now in an interesting situation here in this match, because I'm against two really, competitive and good players, Steevix and Bonofyde. So at this point I know that when I'm playing this champion free-for-all towards the end of the game here, it's going to be pretty close, and I know that I can't die to Steevix or Bonofyde. It's really important that I don't die to them or choke kills, in their presence, because that was pretty unfortunate there. I just got really, how can I put it, overextended for the first kill, and left myself with not much firing power with my battle rifle. So that was unfortunate. That was a really good poach from Bonofyde. So I'm going to have to make good on that and try and be more aggressive now to bring myself back into this match. But as I pushed for a double kill, what seemed like an easy double, the player that I intended to kill for the double kill was Steevix, and he actually takes me out. So he's now brought himself back into first, and I've got one kill behind, and both Bonofyde and Steevix have 19 kills. So at this point I really have to be careful with the kills that I go for. At this point it was such a shame, because I would have had this kill on Ronald McJihad. What a gamer tag. I would have had the kill on McJihad, but he backed up too much, and I sprayed my assault rifle too much around the corner. I think I was just desperate for the kill and really didn't want to fall behind with the rest of the pack. At this point here I knew Bonofyde was a hard 1v1 kill, but I knew I could outplay him if I timed the assault rifle really well, and I used the lava as cover to get closer to him, and then edged out accordingly so that I would win that 1v1 in that advantage there, because cover will always triumph over strafe, and I kind of knew that, so that's why I was using the lava really effectively there and edging out every so often, because I knew that I would have more shields than him as the fight went on. So that was a nice bit of play. That was a really clutch 1v1 that I actually won, because I think if I hadn't have got that kill on Bonofyde, we might have seen a different result to this game. So that was a really nice clutch kill I had to get there. At this point, in the game, you really don't want to be put to the respawn, because it's very hard to come back to be able to fight for first place if you're on the respawn for large periods of time. So at this point in the game, the intensity has to increase with fighting for first place. You really can't afford to die, get a kill then die at this point in the game. You really have to be alive at all times possible to get the maximum, potential to bag more kills. So at this point here, I'm just continuously putting myself back in the action. At the same time, being cautious, because obviously I don't want to overextend and miss the opportunity and get killed by someone else. So at this point, I'm just kind of, being around the main action, but I'm kind of, distancing myself a little bit as well, so that I can reap the spoils and not necessarily just get cleared up by one of the players. At this point here, I think I was just a little bit too passive, to be honest. I maybe should have gone for the kill on Bonofyde, because he was a tough competitor, and obviously you don't want to let him have room to breathe. So maybe I should have closed in on him and went for the 1v1 kill. I didn't know the position of Steevix at that point, so I really didn't want to sort of rush things or maybe give 3 kills away to him. At this point I am getting sniped at, and I see a kill that I really have to get here, and it's on Duffy, and I've still got most of my shields because he didn't actually shoot me, and then find Bonofyde and get a really clutch trade, make him trade, and I get a double kill and finish off the game. But it was mighty close, and I honestly think the sniper behind me might have been Steevix, who was trying to shoot me. So if he'd hit that shot, he possibly would have, or maybe it was Ronald McJihad, I don't know who had the sniper, but if whoever that was, we may have seen a different result to this champion free-for-all matchup. But guys, I really hope you enjoyed this gameplay from me. It was against Fz Steevix, who is a champion free-for-all player from this time. Also a really good player, Bonofyde, and I've got a couple more of these July episodes to come out. And then we'll have full winter gameplays from Champion Free-For-All. This was Serenities, guys, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.